Alrighty, we have the Firebird in here in the big shop, and we're gonna proceed to go ahead and get this subframe off and rear end with the leaf springs and all, and see if we can't get this up on the car dolly this weekend so that we can proceed with some new floor pans, quarter skins, get this thing back in, well, back to its original glory. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video. Alright, first thing I got to do is get these brake lines loose because they go between the body and the frame. And over here, as you can see, these two, or the front lines, are being very cooperative. Now on the other hand, this one over here for the rear brake line, not so much. Just wants to round out. So we're going to see if we can persuade it. A little chopping here. Now, a little bit of impact action. Cram this socket on here because it just rounded out. Well, need a little persuade getting on there. Alright, I'll probably never get that back out of the socket, but need to get that out of there. Oh yeah, yeah. Now it's cooperating. Yeah. Well, see if we can get it out of the socket, because that'll be like permanent on there. Oh man, it's stuck. There we go. All right. Okay. I'm calm now. All right. Yeah. Well, now it's cooperating. Okay. So, let's get these other ones out of here. And we can move on to bigger things like ripping the whole frame out. And yeah, I think we're gonna have to pressure wash that dude because it's like caked, you know, I don't know, maybe at least almost quarter inch, but we'll get to that soon enough. But right now I'm gonna remove the cooperative ones, get them back out of the way, and I think I'm gonna have to disconnect the steering column. Hopefully it will be cooperative, but so far not too bad. Well, it's a little bit stiff. Okay, well, we'll go on ahead and get that out of there and then see if we can't get that steering column loose. All right, we got our brake lines loose. Now, let's see if we can do some ugga-duggas on this little coupler for the steering column. And that's gonna come loose. Oh. Well, I don't think it's rusted to it. How about that? Well, let's see. Let's get in here. See if we can knock loose his steering column. And we'll just let it fall on the seat. Okay. Alright. Well, now, let's see. Get this steering column out of here. Well, I thought it wasn't rusted to it. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's gonna take some beating and prying. Alright. Let's see. What size hammer do we need for this? Let's just start out with a big one. Alright. Oh, come on. Well, maybe it wants to bolt out. Well, let's see. Alright. Well, let's see. Yeah, it's a bit rusty. Okay. Well, let's get some penetrating oil on that. Yeah. Maybe about half a gallon. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I think we need to, like, rotate that. Maybe that's why it ain't coming off. Okay. Well, let's try this again. Yeah, it might just come right off of there. Okay. Let's see. We want to be able to see that turn up. Cooperate. Yeah. Well, it's still hung up on the coupling. Oh, come on. I think we're free. Yeah. Oh, almost. There we go. Yeah. Probably be easier without pedals in the way. But the important thing, it's out. Because when we put this up on the car dolly, we ain't gonna need no steering wheel. Of course, ain't gonna have no subframe. But yeah, I think maybe that lubricating oil helped a little bit. But it's out of there. Okay, let's move on to other stuff. Okay, we're working on getting the rear end out of it. And I took these little Mickey Mouse clips off of the parking brake cables. And did a bunch of whole bunch of unbolting of rusty bolts. And we got the sway bar links out, got the cables loose, and started working on getting some of these bolts loose. Of course, that's probably gonna be just jammed into that bushing. So that one might be able to get the impact on, but over here, well, it's kind of up in that cubby hole. So, man, I'm tempted to just make a hole and put the impact on there, but no, we want to leave that intact. Yeah, for now. And so, up here, we got the forward mounting brackets, and of course, the little nuts are just spinning. So I hacked some holes here and got that one loose. That one, I don't know, man. This is kind of non-existent. But maybe we're going to have to chop that one off. But we'll get this rear end out of here one way or the other. Alright, we've got just about everything disconnected from the leaf spring so we can drop this rear end out of here. And even got the air shocks out of there. And yeah, my first car was a 1968 Nova. And I couldn't wait to jack that thing up in the back, because back in the day, that's what it was all about. You know, big tires in the back and jacked up. And I couldn't afford air shocks, so I got the big extended shackles in the back and jacked it up. But yeah, this is, I was just curious to see if these still work. And I was fiddling around with them, and sure enough, yeah, they actually still work. That's amazing. Yep. Oh well. They're a little too crusty to reuse. But, yeah. They were cool back in the day. Alright. I got one bolt left on each side. And over here, they were really rotted out. So I put in a couple of new bolts once I got the old ones out. I got one left right there. And I got the shackles loose up under there. So we're going to see if we can drop this out of here. There she is. You can see the conundrum. The big square nut that holds the subframe on spinning and broke out the little cage that it sits in, and I've got it to move about a half an inch working it back and forth, spraying the lubricant. But we gotta let it cool down a little bit because it's so hot. I'm sure it's expanding, but we'll eventually get it out of there. All right, finally got that big old honking bolt out of there. It's a little warm. Gonna have to re-tap that, clean it out, fix that little cage. Make sure that before we put the floor pan in, that dude's working really good. Of course, we're gonna get some new bolts too, because man, that's just ugly. So now maybe we can work this subframe out of here. Well, now she's pretty well blown apart. Got the subframe out, body sitting on the lift, rear end's out of her, pretty well stripped down. Of course, got about 562 totes full of parts, and there's still more: pedals, brake master cylinder, other odds and ends. So I guess now we can get her up on the car dolly, push her back over to the other shop where we got the good welding machine, and commence to fixing some floor pans, which she needs real bad. But it was the battle royale with that bolt right there on the subframe. But finally got it out of there. So now we're gonna go ahead and get her up on the car dolly. All right, it's the next day, and quite a bit better day. It was raining all day yesterday, and so far I got the subframe, rear end out of the Firebird, and I got her up on the lift. Everything's all separated. Getting ready to put it on a little car dolly. I had a blown out tire, so went and got the China freight one, and gonna go ahead and switch that out, see if we can't get this bad bird up on the dolly. Okay, she's a roller. We got her up on the dolly, and easily with one hand you can roll her around, move her where you need to be. And this is why I wanted to put my rockers in, because we grab a hold of it by the pinch weld, hold it up in the air, put it on wheels, and it gets everything up about waist high. So when you're working on quarter panels and that kind of thing, easy to get to. And the floor pans gives you access to underneath, and you can really get in here and work on it. So got a lot of fixing to do back here. Yeah, a gargantuan hole. And we got those outer wheel tubs, and that'll fix all that all the way down to there. And it needs it bad here. They're rusted out. So, and then the quarter panel will take care of this excellent body work here. I mean, it is, oh, it's the best, you know. Plexiglass, flexible, you know. But I think maybe a new quarter panel will be better, you know, even though this was just, you know, right on spot. Yeah, that was, yeah, really good. Looks like we're gonna have to get the tail piece, and everything from here up is just so good. I hate to cut it out. Maybe what we'll do is use the lower half of it. Well, we'll see when the time comes. Gotta get all of this seam sealer out of here. We'll get our little license plate holder out of there. And, yeah, a lot of stuff to do on this thing. It's gonna be fun. I love doing this sheet metal. Some people hate it, but I really love it. Yeah, it's really, really satisfying to get it all back to original. So we'll get it over in the other shop and go ahead and start working on it. Okay, that's why I leave the wheels on. Yeah, dragging that frame around without wheels would be, well, a pain in the butt. So, looks like we got a lot of degreasing to do. Over there, a lot of de-rusting to do. And eventually, we'll get these all cleaned up. Maybe do a little bit of preservation on that subframe. Once the body work is done, put them all back together.
All right, we got it on the car dolly. Now I gotta get over here and vacuum it out so that we can get it all ready to put the floor pans in. Vacuumed out. We're all ready to go to put our floor pans in, and we thank you for watching, and we'll see you next video.